Hello friends. In last lecture, we have discussed about isomerism. In that, we have discussed various types of isomerism, that is chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional group isomerism, metamerism, tautomerism, etc. and etc. Now, in this lecture, we have to shift towards new point from the topic basic principles of organic chemistry, and the point is theoretical basis of organic reactions. Now let's start with our PowerPoint presentation. That is theoretical basis of organic reactions. Now you can see one reaction on your slide, that is methane on treatment with chlorine gas in presence of energy, that is H nu, or in presence of light. It gives methyl chloride plus HCl. In this reaction, you will observe that one hydrogen atom of methane is replaced by one chlorine atom, and we have got the product, that is methyl chloride. This is substitution reaction. Is it clear? म्हणजे यातून काय केलं आपण, मिथेन मधला एक हायड्रोजन रिप्लेस केला क्लोरीन गॅसच्या एका क्लोरीन ॲटमने, आणि आपल्याला प्रोडक्ट मिळाला मिथिल क्लोराइड, that is CH3Cl. Now in this reaction, all these, that is methane, chlorine, methyl chloride, HCl, they are different. We will see one by one. First is substrate. In this reaction, methane, that is CH4, is a substrate. Now what is meant by substrate? Substrate, it is the reactant which provides carbon to new bond is called as substrate. During chemical reaction, we know that breaking and making of bond takes place. बरोबर, जेव्हा एखादी केमिकल रिएक्शन होते तेव्हा जुने केमिकल बॉन्ड ब्रेक होतात, नवीन केमिकल बॉन्ड फॉर्म होतात. ओके, सो here the reactant which provides carbon to new bond formation or to new bond, that is called as substrate. Is it clear? So in this reaction, methane is substrate. Now see, chlorine gas, that is Cl2, it acts as a reagent in this reaction. Now what is meant by reagent? The reactant which brings out this change is called as reagent. So reagent is very important, that it bring out, or it helps for breaking of bond and new change it brings out. Okay, so the other reactant which brings out the change is called as reagent. Is it clear? So methane is a substrate and chlorine gas is a reagent. So when this react in presence of light energy, that is H nu, the product obtained, that is methyl chloride. Okay, so it is a product. After formation of new bond, new molecule is obtained and it is a product. So in this reaction, methyl chloride, that is CH3Cl, is a product. Another also we have obtained, that is HCl, we called it is a byproduct. ओके, म्हणजे आपल्याला जेव्हा मिथेन आणि क्लोरीनची रिएक्शन होते इन प्रेझेन्स ऑफ लाईट एनर्जी, आपला मेन एम काय आहे, मेन प्रोडक्ट काय आहे, मिथिल क्लोराइड. ओके, so whatever another products are formed, they all are called as byproducts. In different reaction, different byproducts are also formed. Is it clear? So any chemical reaction, it may contains mainly 4 types of different molecules, that is substrate, reagent, product and byproduct. Is it clear? Now we see next point. रिॲक्शन मेकॅनिझम. व्हॉट इज मीन बाय रिॲक्शन मेकॅनिझम? आपण म्हणतो केमिस्ट्रीमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या रिॲक्शन्स होतात. केमिस्ट्री इज द सायन्स ऑफ केमिकल रिॲक्शन्स. ओके, नाउ व्हॉट इज मीन बाय केमिकल रिॲक्शन and what is the mechanism of that chemical reaction? We will see. Now see, a stepwise description of electron movement, bond cleavage and bond formation and the rate of transformation of reactants into products is known as reaction mechanism. What is meant by reaction mechanism? It is the stepwise know-how, or we can say it stepwise description of electron movement. The bond between two atoms breaks and new bond formation takes place during the chemical reaction. Now, how this bond breaks, how new bond forms, what type of movement of electron takes place during this. So, detailed description, detailed know-how of all these is called as reaction mechanism. म्हणजे थोडक्यात एखादी रिएक्शन होत असताना जुने बॉन्ड कसे ब्रेक होतात, नवीन बॉन्ड कसा फॉर्म होतो, नवीन बॉन्ड फॉर्म झाल्यावर कसा प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म होतो आणि रिएक्टंटचं कन्व्हर्जन प्रोडक्ट मध्ये कशा पद्धतीने होतं, कुठल्या रेटनं होतो, किती वेळ लागतो, ह्याचं जे डिस्क्रिप्शन आहे, ह्या डिस्क्रिप्शनला आपण म्हणतो रिएक्शन मेकॅनिझम. सो व्हाय रिएक्शन मेकॅनिझम इज नेसेसरी? रिएक्शन मेकॅनिझम आपल्याला का माहित असलं पाहिजे? वी नो दॅट in synthetic organic chemistry we have to plan synthesis of chemical. एखाद्या नवीन केमिकलचं सिंथेसिस करायचं असेल तर आपल्याला कुठला कॅटलिस्ट वापरला पाहिजे, कुठला रिएजंट वापरला पाहिजे, रिएक्टंट म्हणून कुठले मॉलिक्यूल which will act as a good. So to know all these things we have to know reaction mechanism. Means the knowledge of reaction mechanism helps in understanding the reactivity of organic compounds in planning the strategy for their synthesis. म्हणजे एखादा सिंथेसिस प्लॅन करत असताना आपल्याला रिएक्टंट कुठला वापरला पाहिजे, रिएजंट कुठला वापरला पाहिजे, रिएक्शन लवकर होण्यासाठी आपल्याला कॅटलिस्ट वापरायला लागेल का लागणार नाही, ह्याची जी सगळी माहिती आहे, ह्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला त्या रिएक्शनचं रिएक्शन मेकॅनिझम माहिती असलं पाहिजे. इज इट क्लियर? Now see next point. Next point is types of cleavage of covalent bond. Now what is meant by cleavage of bond? Cleavage of bond means rupture of bond or breaking of bond. म्हणजे काय? तर कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्ड दोन ऍटम मध्ये असतो. जेव्हा तो मॉलिक्यूल रिएक्शन it undergoes a reaction, at that time the covalent bond breaks up and new covalent bond forms. So breaking and making of new bond takes place in the chemical reaction. So how the breaking of covalent bond takes place? Now there are type of covalent bond. You can see every organic reaction, it involves breaking and making of the covalent bonds. A covalent bond can undergo cleavage, or we can say it is a fusion of bond, or we can say it is a breaking of bond by two different ways. That is homolytic fusion or heterolytic fusion. Fusion means simple breaking of bond. म्हणजे दोन ऍटम मधला कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्ड ब्रेक होणे, त्याला म्हणलं आपण बॉन्ड फ्युजन किंवा बॉन्ड ब्रेकिंग किंवा रप्चर ऑफ बॉन्ड. इज इट क्लियर? सो कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्ड it can undergo cleavage by two different ways. One is homolytic fusion and another is heterolytic fusion. Now let's see in detail what is meant by homolytic and what is meant by heterolytic. So first is homolytic fusion. A covalent bond comprises two electrons, or we can say bond pair of electron shared between two bonded atoms. The covalent bond between two atoms breaks up in such a way that both atoms acquires one electron and each giving rise to highly reactive species called as free radicals. Such type of breaking of covalent bond is called as homolytic fusion or homolysis. Now, what is meant by homolysis? We know that each covalent bond, it contains 2 electrons. Okay. So when breaking of bond takes place in homolytically or in homolytic fashion, what happens? Both these electron goes with both the atom. That is, each one atom acquires 1 electron itself. And after this breaking of bond, new reactive species are developed, and that new reactive species we can say free radical or just radical. Okay, now see, you can observe how homolytic bond fusion takes place. The bond between methyl chloride, याच्यामध्ये क्लोरीन आणि कार्बन मध्ये हा जो बॉन्ड आहे, हा बॉन्ड जेव्हा ब्रेक होतो, वेन मिथिल क्लोराइड त्याच्यातला बॉन्ड ब्रेक होतो, तेव्हा तो कसा ब्रेक होईल? इट ब्रेक्स अप इन प्रेझेन्स ऑफ लाइट एनर्जी in homolytic fashion, means it generates methyl free radical and chlorine free radical. आता आपल्याला माहित आहे हा जो बॉन्ड आहे क्लोरीन आणि कार्बन मध्ये, याच्यामध्ये 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहेत, बरोबर? मग हा बॉन्ड असा ब्रेक होतो की एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ह्या क्लोरीन कडे जाईल, क्लोरीन बरोबर जाईल, दुसरा इलेक्ट्रॉन ह्या मिथिल बरोबर जाईल, बरोबर? You can observe here, this is the electron, okay, and it gives rise to highly reactive species. We call it is a free radical. Now you will also observe that this is half-headed curved arrow. याला काय म्हणतो आपण? Half-headed curved arrow or fish hook. It denotes the movement of electron. म्हणजे इथला इलेक्ट्रॉन एक क्लोरीन कडे गेला, इथला इलेक्ट्रॉन एक मिथिल ग्रुप कडे गेला. ओके, so movement of electron is denoted by this half-headed curved arrow, or we can say it is a fish hook. Okay, so in homolytic fusion, free radicals are formed. A species with single unpaired electron is called as free radical, or we can say just as a radical. Homolytic fission is favored in presence of ultraviolet radiation or in presence of peroxide or at a high temperature. Okay, so these are the 3 conditions. Okay, in any one of the presence of this homolytic fission takes place. म्हणजे homolytic fission कधी होईल? In presence of ultraviolet radiation, in presence of peroxide, or in at high temperature. Okay, now the alkyl radicals which forms during the homolytic fission, they are classified as primary, secondary, tertiary alkyl free radical. आता आपण प्रायमरी कार्बन ॲटम म्हणजे काय बघितलंय, बरोबर? प्रायमरी कार्बन ॲटम, सेकंडरी कार्बन ॲटम, टर्शियरी कार्बन ॲटम. Similarly, the tertiary free radical, it contains a carbon which have unpaired electron is joined to 3 different carbon is called as tertiary free radical. Now the stability of these free radicals, alkyl radical, increases as we proceed from primary to tertiary. म्हणजे काय? तर प्रायमरी फ्री रॅडिकल हा लेस स्टेबल आहे कुणापेक्षा? सेकंडरी पेक्षा. सेकंडरी फ्री रॅडिकल लेस स्टेबल आहे कुणापेक्षा? टर्शियरी पेक्षा. म्हणजे मोर स्टेबल कोण आहे? तर टर्शियरी फ्री रॅडिकल. ओके, नाउ सी दिस. You can see this is tertiary butyl free radical. This is the carbon, it bears this unpaired electron, and this attached to 3 different electrons. Okay, so it is a tertiary butyl free radical. It is more stable, you can see, than isopropyl free radical. Now this isopropyl free radical is more stable than this ethyl free radical and this methyl free radical. This is less stable than ethyl free radical. So the stability order of free radical increases from primary to secondary to tertiary. Is it clear to all of you? So when a covalent bond breaks up by homolytic fashion, means the electron pair shared between 2 electrons goes to each atom with each atom one electron goes, such type of fission is called as homolytic fission. And in this homolytic fission, free radicals are formed. Is it clear? Now we'll see next type of fission, that is heterolytic fission. Now what is meant by hetero? Hetero means different. The covalent bond between two atoms breaks up in such a way that one of the atom acquires electron pair by the breaking of covalent bond. And this type of breaking of covalent bond is called as heterolytic fission or heterolysis. म्हणजे काय? जर कोव्हॅलेंट बॉन्ड मध्ये जे दोन इलेक्ट्रॉन आहेत किंवा जी इलेक्ट्रॉन पेअर आहे ते दोन्हीच्या दोन्ही इलेक्ट्रॉन त्या बॉन्ड मध्ये असणाऱ्या दोन पैकी एक ऍटम कडे जातील, याला काय म्हणलं आपण? हेटेरोलायटिक फ्युजन. सो ब्रेकिंग ऑफ बॉन्ड इन सच वे दॅट both the electrons which are present in covalent bond they get acquired by only one atom of the bond. Such type of breaking of bond is called as heterolytic fission. Now see how heterolytic fission takes place. Suppose a covalent bond between A and B breaks up by heterolytic fission. Here B is more electronegative than A. So as B is more electronegative, what happens? It pulls the electron pair of the bond towards itself. Okay, so the two different species are developed, one having positive charge, one having negative charge, and that is called as cation and anion. The one species having positive charge is called as cation, and another species having negative charge is called as anion. Now you can observe that here curved arrow is used. This curved arrow gives or it denotes the direction of electron, or we can say it is a movement of electron. Okay, in homolytic fission, half-headed curved arrow or fish hook are used, and here curved arrow is used to indicate movement of electron. Is it clear? म्हणजे ह्याच्यामध्ये हा ए आणि बी मधला जो कोव्हॅलेंट बॉन्ड आहे तो ब्रेक होणार आणि बी हा मोर इलेक्ट्रोनिगेटिव्ह आहे म्हणून तो काय करेल, ह्यातले दोन्ही इलेक्ट्रॉन आपल्याकडे ओढून घेईल. मग इलेक्ट्रॉनवर निगेटिव्ह चार्ज असतो, तो दोन्ही इलेक्ट्रॉन बी वर आले म्हणजे बी वर कुठला चार्ज येणार? निगेटिव्ह येणार, बरोबर. आणि मग ए वर कुठला येणार? पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज. सो मग त्या ए वर ज्याच्यावर पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज आहे त्याला म्हणतो आपण कॅटायन, आणि बी वर ज्याच्यावर निगेटिव्ह चार्ज आहे त्याला म्हणतो आपण एनायन. ठीक है? Now you can see one example, that is bond between methyl bromide. Here a covalent bond is present between bromine and carbon atom. We know that bromine is more electronegative as it is a halogen, so it is more electronegative than carbon. So during heterolytic bond fission, both the electrons of this covalent bond they are acquired by bromine, and it gives to bromine anion, that is Br minus, and CS3 plus, that is methyl carbocation. Okay, as bromine is more electronegative than carbon, it acquires negative charge while carbon acquires positive charge. Now you can see here Z is electropositive than carbon, means Z is more electropositive, both the electron pair goes towards carbon and it gives methyl carb anion, okay, and Z plus. So heterolytic cleavage of covalent bond, it gives rise to two charged species, that is one having negative charge and one having positive charge. Is it clear? So both two different types of bond fission, they give different reactive species, or we can say reactive intermediates. Homolytic fission gives free radicals and heterolytic fission gives cation and anion. Okay, now see, a carbon atom having sextate of electrons and positive charge is known as carbocation. So carbocation have 6 electrons. Okay, carbon having sextate of electron and a positive charge, it is called as carbocation. Carbocations are highly unstable and reactive species. They are formed during chemical reactions. They are called as reactive intermediates. Now, carbocation also has classified into primary carbocation, secondary carbocation, tertiary carbocation. And as per the stability of free radical, they have also same order. That is, the stability of carbocation increases from primary to secondary to tertiary. Now see this, very simple. Okay, this is tertiary butyl carbocation. हा जो कार्बन आहे याच्यावर प्लस चार्ज आहे, डायरेक्टली किती कार्बनला अटॅच आहे? 3 कार्बनला, म्हणून याला म्हणले टर्शरी. सिमिलरली इथं बघा, हा जो कार्बन आहे ज्याच्यावर पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज आहे, हा डायरेक्टली किती कार्बनला अटॅच आहे? 2 कार्बनला, म्हणून याला म्हणलं सेकंडरी. इट इज अ प्रायमरी. सो the stability of carbocation increases from primary to secondary to tertiary. Is it clear? Now next. Heterolytic bond fusion generates a species called as carbanion in which carbon gets shared a pair of electron. म्हणजे जेव्हा ती इलेक्ट्रॉन पेअर कार्बन कडे येते तेव्हा निगेटिव्ह चार्ज कार्बन कडे येतो, त्याला म्हणतो आपण carbanion. This happens when carbon is attached or carbon is bonded to electropositive atom. Okay, now see this example. We have already seen here the bond between CH3 and Z. Z is electropositive, hence electron movement of electron takes place towards this carbon atom and carbon acquires negative charge. Okay. The central carbon atom of a carbanion has complete octet of electron and negative charge. म्हणजेच त्याच्यामध्ये किती इलेक्ट्रॉन असणार आहेत? 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन असणार आहेत आणि निगेटिव्ह चार्ज असणार आहे. कोणामध्ये? सेंट्रल कार्बन atom of that carbanion. Okay. Heterolytic fusion is favored in polar solvent. What is meant by polar solvent? For example, alcohol, methanol, ethanol, water. So all these are polar solvent. And the organic reactions which takes place, which proceeds through heterolytic fusion, they are called as heteropolar or polar or ionic reactions, because there will be they undergoes ionic mechanism. Most organic reactions that which takes place in the solution, they follow ionic mechanism. Is it clear? Now see, what is the difference between carbocation and carbanion? We know that carbocation and carbanion, they are formed by heterolytic fusion of covalent bond. Carbocation, it is the species in which carbon carries positive charge, and carbanion, it is the species in which carbon carries negative charge. Carbocation is electron deficient. Electron deficient, we know it has electron sextet, so it is electron deficient. While carbanion, it has electron octet, so it is electron rich. Carbocation, it acts as a Lewis acid, and opposite to this, carbanion acts as a Lewis base. Okay. Now carbocation, it acts as electrophile. Electrophile means electron loving. Why it is electron loving? Because it has electron deficient, so it acquires electrons, it requires electron, so it is electro loving. While carbanion is nucleophile. Nucleophile means nucleus loving. Okay, nucleophile. Carbocation has a planar geometry, while carbanion has pyramidal geometry. So these are the some points of distinction between carbocation and carbanion. Is it clear? So in this lecture, we have discussed about theoretical basis of organic reactions. That is, what is meant by substrate, what is meant by reagent, what is meant by product and byproduct. Also, how bond breaking takes place. That we know that bond breaking takes place by two different ways: homolytic fission and heterolytic fission. Homolytic fission develops or it produces free radicals, and heterolytic fission, it produces carb cation or carb anion. Is it clear? So thank you. Thank you very much.